Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's house. I'm the Little Reader, and you are in my house. And also, my name's Amanda, so feel free to refer to me as Little Reader or Amanda, or surprise me. I've got two special guests today. We've got Tibetan Quartz. Get a load of that. Just spew. Wait a second. I want you to see the inclusion. Oh, hello. It's over here. There's the inclusion. Tibetan quartz. And then this mystery crystal, which could be Amazonite. It sure looks like it in the camera. But I'm telling you, it is a lot less green than that in real life. I've got my suspicions it's not aquamarine. It's like Amazonite and aquamarine merged. So yeah. Mystery guest and Tibetan Quartz, and of course, you. So welcome. If you're new here, a special extra welcome because you got no idea what's going on. Here, we do tarot readings, we read energies, we channel straight from spirit. That's all we've been doing all day, every day lately. Spirit's instruction. There's a lot of changes going on in the world, in our consciousness as we expand and prepare to do all the things. So, we're always preparing for something. And life as a consciousness that is quote-unquote separated from spirit has a lot of evolving on the books every day. But the idea is we have a guide. You got a friend in spirit. And that's kind of the whole point. So welcome. And if you're not new here, welcome back, beautiful soul. It is a delight to share space with you. Again, a delight and a pleasure and an honor. Do I ever say that? It's an honor. So we tune in, we sit down, we shut up, and we just wait for spirit to drop a message. Let's go. Focus on interpersonal relationships. For those who are having the experience of separation with a fellow human being. And the sirens light up, so nailed it. So what do you want to say about this, spirit? So first thing that comes through, which the mind has a difficult time comprehending. We've got all kinds of downloads on the realm of mind and how it functions in our previous transmissions, so I encourage you to check those out. But the long and short of it, darling, is that the mind is very much self-identified. And even though it's a collection of constructions that are shared and made by everybody, the mind is big into thinking it's separate from everything and everyone. And then the form gives further proof of this by being physically separate from the person next to us. But spirit would like to remind us that we are truly on an atomic and spiritual level, not separate from anyone or anything. It's a completely shared experience. And we know, for my fellow psychologist, psychology major right here, that our mirror neurons and all kinds of functions in our brain emulate our environment. They emulate the people around us, even when we are completely unconscious to this fact. We are mirroring everything. So scientifically, we know even that we are products of our environment and that we are affected by others. We're constantly in training with the sights and sounds and moods of those around us. So Spirit's saying, friendly reminder, you're not separate from anyone or anything on any level other than physical. And even then, if they've made their way into your mental realm, or made their way into your heart space, or made their way into or near your form, or you into theirs, you know that there is no separation. And yet, Spirit also wants us to know that it is to actually have harmonious relationships with other people. It is incredibly important to recognize that although we're not separate and we're all one, we all have an individual link to the divine, and it is up to every single individual to access that link in their own way if they want to feel agency, and sovereignty. So this message is particularly geared toward individuals who are experiencing codependency, people-pleasing, or loneliness. Ooh, what a beautiful trio. Hey, I've experienced all of those things. Have you, beautiful soul? You're in the right place. So if you've experienced codependency, people-pleasing, or loneliness, Spirit says there's a huge habit of closing off, and I'm going to put these lovely rocks down for a second so I can talk with my hands. There's this huge habit of closing off the heart center and the internal connection to source, and then looking for that connection to source in somebody else, particularly individuals who seem to be sovereign and have agency. Now, there's so much lingo about this in the psychological community. The terms avoidant and anxious come to mind. So if those ring bells for you, you're even righter in this place. For those of us who are looking to be validated by an individual who is avoidant or distant, and it seems like they're so plugged in and they got their own thing going on and they got their own life, and they would be the perfect person to just validate that thing we need validated deep inside of us. Spirit's saying we can lay all the psychological knowledge to rest for a moment. Really? That whole degree for nothing? No, nothing's for nothing, beautiful soul. But we can lay all the terminology to rest for a second. And we can stop trying to understand the phenomenon with our mind, because this is area number one where individuals who are lonely or codependent or people-pleasing get lost. Very often we are completely dependent on the realm of mind to have a sense of self, to feel like we exist. We need to be reflected in the realm of other people's minds. And it goes beyond just a craving for touch or intimacy or closeness. What Spirit is communicating now is that this is actually a long-term relationship with ourselves of closing the faucet on our own heart center, which connects to source, which pours into us life force energy, validation, creativity, bliss, peace, harmony, wholeness. A long-term relationship of closing that off. Sound effects free of charge. And then looking around for somebody who we suspect has an open faucet, and just getting our little cute little fangy-wangies, into their neck and siphoning off some of the good stuff. This is Spirit's take. It was a lot less cute than that, but I Amandified it a little bit for us. To come back into this place of agency and sovereignty is to recognize that, yes, we're all one and we're all whole, and therefore, of course, we all want to feel the intimacy and the closeness and to play together and banter together and have not just physical and emotional and intellectual intimacy, but spiritual as well. Of course, Spirit is not saying that any individual should be an island unto themselves and just, if you're into tarot, hermit out from the rest of the world and say, peace, I'm going to go live in a cave. That's some people's path. And when I say some people, that's like less than 1 percentage point of the entire population. So probably not yours. Either way, Once you come back to this space, you'll know what your destiny is, what you're supposed to be doing, who you're supposed to be with, where your tribe is, all of the things. But it requires withdrawing the hemorrhaging of awareness out of the form into the mind, looking for the source, for the life force in others. It requires bringing that back, and understanding, oh, I have one myself, my very own source, my very own fountain of youth, my very own fountain of life, of creativity, of all the things I'm looking for. And Spirit's saying it's not that we don't know that intellectually, but Spirit makes a big deal, at least to me, about communicating to beautiful you that knowledge, when not applied, is completely useless. It's just entertainment. And it's impossible to apply knowledge if we are not breaking out of the patterns that prevent us from its application. And it's impossible to break out of the patterns that prevent us from applying knowledge if we don't become conscious, if we don't wake up, if we don't start witnessing the patterns, if we don't start witnessing the truth. And Spirit's advice to us to quantum leap our healing and to quantum leap, and when I say quantum leap, I mean take exponential jumps in progress rather than incremental chipping away at a boulder over generations of time. Not that there's anything wrong with chipping away at a boulder. There's just a faster way. Now look, I saw the Shawshank Redemption. I know that chipping away at a concrete wall over time can absolutely make a difference. Spirit is not knocking any kind of traditional therapy. Yo, I'm a psychologist, man. Not like a doctor, but that was my major. It's not knocking psychology. It's not knocking cognitive behavioral therapy. It's not knocking any kind of medication or treatment that can, because those can be pattern breakers too. Those can absolutely help to break patterns. But if we still have done all the things and we have all the knowledge and there's still a roadblock up against releasing codependency, people-pleasing, and loneliness, then Spirit is asking, offering, the heart as a solution, offering this awareness, this recognition that you, beautiful soul, have access to the divine. How do you have it? Because you are it. You are it. Now, if you're new here, many transmissions prior, there is all kinds of delicious wisdom about the understanding that you are awareness. That is your true identity, not the form, not the mind. I'll spare you the spiel and instead say that Spirit's solution to the need to feel alive, feel real through others, Spirit's solution is to understand that, first of all, you aren't real. So that's never going to work. You're not this form. You're not the mind. So no amount of validation from anyone outside of you is going to resolve that. Understand that you're the witness and bring yourself to your heart center where the fountain of love overflows. This is not hyperbole. Now, can I explain this part in scientific terms? No, my degree did not teach me about the fountain of the heart. But that's why we're in the esoteric realms, baby. This is something that can't really be intellectualized. Now, can I, as the little reader, wax poetic about it indefinitely? Yes, and I might. But that is where the knowledge transmission is ceasing between us, beautiful soul. Because as much as I can talk about the concept of how wonderful it is to tap into the fountain of love in your heart, is absolutely nothing more than entertainment, which we love. But entertainment is not going to solve the root of this particular dilemma, which is releasing codependency, releasing loneliness, and releasing people-pleasing. What solves this particular dilemma, according to, and I point up there like Spirit's up there, but that's theatrics. Spirit's in here. I think it's just a lot cuter to do that than that. Spirit's right here. Spirit's in you. Spirit is in you, humming, alive. Are you alive? Your spirit. So in order to release these patterns, and not just those, but anything else that's holding you back, anything else you're running up against as a roadblock in your interpersonal relationships, it could be the opposite. It could be what we call the avoider, or the individual who feels they must protect, hide their source. Whoop, I lost my rock when I did that. They must hide their source from everybody else. Like, no, you don't get any. Like, I'll wave it in front of you, and then no, you don't get any. You're already taking too much. Because these individuals feel that their magnetic counterpoint, who is actually exhibiting the same behavior, which is a dysfunction having to do with our access to our heart center. One is hyperprotective, doesn't want to be drained because they feel their supply is limited. The other feels they have no access, no supply of their own, so they must sip from the cup of the one who does have. And in both cases, Spirit is saying, it's okay. It's okay. I understand. These are patterns that go way back. We didn't have names for them back, and they were also maybe a little less relevant when it required so much effort to stay alive that the nuances of human psychology were more like a luxury than a necessity. But today, at this juncture in time, space, reality, beautiful soul, understanding how to heal these shadows is nectar for the human soul, because it unleashes you and it frees up so much of your awareness to step into a more enjoyable for you form of existence. For Spirit, you've already fulfilled your mission just by being here. So Spirit doesn't have skin in the game to try to get you to become conscious. Spirit would love to commune with you, but Spirit's already communing with your soul nonstop, 24/7. It's our identification with form that is lending to these relentless patterns. And it is time that we shift our identification away from form, away from mind, back to awareness, back to our hearts. When each individual realizes whether they're an avoidant or an anxious attachment style or anything in between, we got all our special styles. Whatever the dysfunction is, and again, dysfunction, that's a label of the mind. Spirit doesn't see it that way. I don't see it that way. But to understand it intellectually, we will call it a dysfunction because it's taking away from our quality of life. To resolve this is to come into this completion state where we actually tap in to infinity right here at our heart center. We become conscious. We become awake. We remember, oh, I'm not a body. I'm not a mind. But we don't just remember it as a thought. We're moving out of the realm of mind into the realm of heart. It is an ineffable experience. I cannot explain to you what it feels like, what it sounds like, what it gives to you. All I can do is point at it with words and then strongly urge, try it out. Do it. See what happens. That's my job. That's what Spirit's got me out here doing. And it's what I do. And I've been there. So I'm here to tell you, beautiful soul, that if you find yourself struggling in interpersonal relationships, check out the realm of heart. Yeah. We've got so many transmissions dating back days and weeks that have insights on how to get to the realm of heart. And if you want more, of course, in the description box below, there are links to how to love yourself. And of course, the Little Reader Patreon, where we meditate every day, naturally. And we talk all about the realm of heart. We've got a whole thing going on there right now. And we've got links to books, and we've got links to my teacher, David G's meditation free resources just for you. We can continue to intellectualize, gather more data, and then use the mind to attempt to change patterns. Or we can, when we're ready, and not a second before, dive straight to the source, talk straight to the divine, and then watch as our level of consciousness increases beyond the mind's comprehension. Again, I am at a loss for words, but everything is there waiting for you when you're ready, beautiful soul. Until then, that is where we are leaving it. If you appreciated this little ditty with spirit, please give me a like, subscribe if you want a key to the Little Reader's house to come back anytime. I post every single day, of course, per spirit's instruction. And yeah, I'm sending you all the love I got. More love, never less, because guess what? You are so very worthy of it. Bye for now, beautiful soul. See you tomorrow.